Hi everyone, welcome you all. Today we are going to learn what CSV files are and how to handle with the help of Python Pandas. So let us understand what are CSV files. So I will show you this in my system. I have a file in D drive. If you see, this is my D drive, and in my D drive in demo folder I have some CSV files. Now you can see my system or my computer shows these as a Excel file. Okay, but what I am going to do is I am going to open a file, right click on it and click on edit. Now you can see this is name, class and CGPA. Okay, so basically CSV files are comma separated value files. Okay, you can see my first name is separate, name and class is separated by a comma, and then class and CGPA is also separated by a comma. Okay, so here comma is called a delimiter. Now in most of the cases first row is your header row. Okay, and it will be terminated, and after that we will have a first record in most of the cases, and every record is separated by a /n or new line character, right? And every value is separated by comma, right? So this is a simple definition of a CSV file. CSV files are the simple plain text file, and all the data is stored in a plain text. Every piece of a data is separated by a comma or a delimiter. Each line is a record, right? Most of the cases first line is your column header. Okay, so let us try to read this in our Anaconda, right? So I am going to use a Anaconda IDE, and I have already created a console. So first of all I am going to import NumPy because sometime may be needed. Import pandas as pd. Now what I need to do is I need to call simple read method, read CSV method, okay, and specify the file path. So what I'm going to do is df is equals to pd dot read underscore CSV. Now I must specify the file name. Okay, D drive demo / okay, what was my file name? New file dot CSV. Okay, so this was my file name. Let's try to read this. Okay, here is my result. Now you can see my file. Okay, I'm going to show you this in my drive also. Now let's minimize this and move to our Jupyter book. Now you can see, okay, so my file is here. Okay, what you need to do, you need to simply use read underscore CSV file CSV method and then specify file full path. Okay, now one thing notice, I have used a double slash. Okay, double slash is a escape sequence which is equivalent to single slash, or instead of this, if you don't want to use this, put a R there and then use this, and the result will be same. Because now when you put a R in front of a string, it ignores all the escape sequence. Okay, so none of the escape sequence is treated as a escape sequence. These are normally slash, and our file can be read very easily. Okay, so I think this is really very cool method to read it. Now what if I want to write something? Okay, I have one more file. So let's see, we have new.csv. let's see edit. Now we have another file. Let's use this file to read it, new csv.csv. okay, so let's do it. Now df1 is equals to pd dot read underscore CSV. Let's use it R and double quotes d colon slash demo slash new csv dot csv double quote close. Okay, now try to print this df1, and see, my file is in my data frame. Okay, I think that is not a problem for you. Now you can see multiple instances, right? So this is it. Now let us talk about some of the parameters. Okay, along with this I can specify the parameter. Let's specify one, that is delimiter is equals to, obviously in this case I am using a comma, so that will be correct for me. And if your file has a different parameter like semicolon or at the rate or a hash, okay, so you can use that thing. Okay, so you can have customized delimiter in case you are using a file which have different delimiter. Okay, now let us discuss one more parameter. Here the parameter is skip rows. It accepts an integer, and let's specify one. Now in my CSV file there are only 3 rows, and amongst these 3 rows I'm going to skip one. Okay, so let us see what happens if I execute it. Now you can see my header is gone. Sahil 12 or 7.8 is my new header for the data frame, and my data frame is comprised of only one record. So one record is skipped, right? Now let us discuss one more parameter, that is called a prefix. In case you don't have a header just like this, I want to prefix it with, let's say, x underscore. Okay, let's try to read now, but in this case, since first row is used as a header, so it doesn't have. So in case you don't have a header, you can use prefix. Okay, now let us discuss one more parameter, that is called n rows. Now you can define number of rows to be read by your CSV reader. Okay, so in this case, let's say 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. So basically till here I want, okay, because my file is repeated again, so I want only 6 rows to be read. So what I can do, I can specify n rows is equals to 6. Now notice only my 6 rows are read, okay, apart from my header row. Okay, right? Okay, after that you can see my row indexes are 0 1 2 3 4 5, okay, or you can say these are the numbers starting from 0 to number of rows -1. And now suppose, what if I want a country to be the row index? Okay, so what parameter I have to pass is called index underscore column. Okay, now I must specify the column name. For example, if I specify GDP will act as my row indexes, and I think here country is the best column for my row indexes, so COUNTRY, country. Now let's run this. Okay, now you can see my row indexes has been changed from 0 to China, India, USA, Indonesia, Brazil or Pakistan, right? So now you can see, if you want this functionality in your data frame, then you can use index underscore column. Now what if I want only certain columns in this CSV? I don't want to read all the columns, but certain columns. So what I need to do is, I'm going to copy this command, okay, and I will modify it so that I can retrieve only some of the columns, right? So 6 rows are fine, but here what I need to do is, I need to pass use calls and a list of columns. Okay, for example, I'm going to pass, let's say, country here, country, and let's enter. So now you can see only one column is retrieved. Okay, n rows 6, that's why only 6 rows. If I haven't passed this parameter, then complete CSV file can be displayed. Okay, and if I specify one more column, let's say GDP, now you can see only 2 columns from my CSV file are retrieved. Okay, so now you can retrieve some of the columns or complete columns, all the columns from the CSV file. One last thing that I must tell you is when you pass a skip rows, you can pass a list as well. Okay, for example here, let us use, instead of n rows, I'm going to use skip rows, and then I am passing 0, let's say 1 comma 4 comma let's say 5. Okay, so these are the 3 rows I'm going to skip. Okay, so now you can see, if I say let's remove this also. Now here is my value, and now you can compare. Okay, so China is gone since I have specified 1. Okay, first 0 is the row header, and then 1 is your first row. Okay, that is gone. Instead of a China, we have a India, and then I have specified 4th row, that is, now you can see 4th row is our Brazil, and you can see Brazil is also missing. Okay, right? So in this way you can have multiple rows that can be skipped. Okay, so I think this will be all for today, and next day we are going to learn how to write CSV file using Python Pandas. Right? Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Thank you very much. Bye bye.